This is a breaking news update regarding the ongoing investigation into the incident involving two National Guard members who were shot in Washington, D.C. Earlier today, authorities confirmed that the primary suspect connected to the attack had previously been granted asylum in April 2025. Welcome back to AWrap. In this report, we will walk through what is currently known, what is still unclear, and how various statements from officials have added to the public discussion. The incident unfolded in the nation's capital when two National Guard members were shot while on duty. Both individuals were transported to separate hospitals and remain in critical condition. Law enforcement quickly secured the area, and within hours a suspect was taken into custody. Officials emphasize that the investigation is still unfolding, and early details may change as more information becomes available. The individual identified by authorities is a 29-year-old Afghan national named Emmanuel, who reportedly entered the United States in 2021 during the large-scale evacuation following the Taliban's return to power. Many individuals from Afghanistan were transported to the U.S. under emergency procedures, which included special immigrant visas and additional vetting steps. According to official records, the suspect applied for asylum in December 2024 and was granted approval in April 2025. That approval, according to documentation cited today, occurred during the Trump administration. During the evacuation period in 2021, many arrivals were processed through military bases and temporary housing facilities. Government personnel involved at the time have explained that the vetting process, while still required, was carried out under significant time pressure due to the urgent nature of the withdrawal. Background checks, sponsorship requirements, and screening interviews were standard parts of that process. Officials speaking on cable news today noted that individuals brought through Operation Allies Welcome generally had some form of connection to U.S. efforts in Afghanistan, whether through direct support roles, logistics, interpretation, or local cooperation. However, they also emphasize that the presence of a connection does not automatically imply motive or predict future behavior. At this stage, investigators have not released any confirmed information about a motive, and they have cautioned against speculation. Shortly after the suspect was identified publicly, a press conference was held by former President Donald Trump. In his statement, he asserted that the suspect had been transported into the United States during the Biden administration in 2021 and described the entry process as unclear or insufficient. Part of his statement referenced legislative extensions and procedural actions related to immigration status that he attributed to the Biden administration. However, documentation reviewed by multiple reporters today indicates that the asylum approval occurred in April 2025 during Trump's own time in office. This discrepancy has become a subject of discussion among analysts, though investigators have not commented on it. Throughout the day, various commentators on different political networks offered differing interpretations of responsibility, policy implications, and broader security concerns. Some place focus on the speed of the 2021 evacuation and the pressure placed on vetting teams. Others emphasize changes in investigative priorities, resource allocation, or policy decisions made over the past several years. These discussions often reflected broader political debates rather than confirmed investigative facts, and several officials reminded viewers that motive, planning, and context still require detailed verification. There were also discussions about the National Guard presence in Washington, D.C., as additional Guard members have recently been deployed. Some commentators supported an increased presence, while others questioned whether larger deployments might create additional risks or complications. These differing viewpoints were expressed during several televised interviews, reflecting the ongoing national debate about how to balance security needs with community concerns. In one interview, a guest highlighted that blaming specific lawmakers within minutes of the incident risked escalating tensions and drawing conclusions before evidence was available. Another interviewee stressed that criticism of military command structures or deployment decisions should be approached carefully and with attention to legal frameworks. Across these exchanges, it became clear that public reactions were developing faster than confirmed information about the suspect or the circumstances of the attack. Members of Congress also spoke publicly today, One Democratic representative who had recently commented on military command procedures noted that shortly after the shooting, statements began circulating online suggesting he was responsible for the environment that led to the attack. He responded by urging the public to avoid drawing causal connections before investigators release official findings. According to him, the focus should remain on the health and recovery of the injured service members. Meanwhile, law enforcement continues its investigation. Officials stated that the suspect's entry in 2021, his activities over the following years, his employment history, his travel patterns, and any communication records will all be reviewed carefully. Investigators are also examining whether he acted alone, whether there were warning signs, and whether any missed information could have changed the outcome. As of now, no details have been released that indicate prior criminal activity or extremist associations. One of the central questions being asked is how asylum screening, immigration vetting, and intelligence sharing processes functioned in this specific case. Because the suspect entered during a period of emergency evacuation, some procedures were conducted under exceptional circumstances. Analysts have pointed out that rapid evacuations can sometimes lead to gaps or delays in cross-checking information, though they also note that most individuals vetted in that period have integrated without issue. In light of the conflicting public statements made today, several experts have advised patience until formal reports are made available. The process of reviewing immigration records, asylum files, interagency communications, and time-stamped entries is detailed and procedural. Investigators have emphasized the need to reconstruct timelines carefully rather than rely on political claims or media interpretations. For now, the priority remains the safety of the public and the recovery of the two National Guard members. Officials have reiterated their commitment to providing accurate updates as soon as they are confirmed. They also reminded the public that early stages of major investigations often involve confusion, contradictory claims, and evolving narratives. More information is expected as law enforcement completes interviews, processes electronic evidence, and reviews historical records connected to the suspect's immigration journey. As soon as verified details are available, they will be released through official channels. We will continue following this developing story and provide clear, factual updates as the investigation progresses.